very blessed good afternoon for those of you that are joining us this amazing and blessed good afternoon. We are here. If it's Wednesday, we are here for the diagnosis. And it's a privilege indeed and a great honor to be joined by these amazing people this morning. And I believe wherever you are watching us from, you'll be able to enjoy this show. Just love to know where you are watching us from. Perhaps if you have any question or any suggestion, then we have a number there. We've also introduced the WhatsApp number 01. Let me get the number again. 01033 29096 for WhatsApp questions, or perhaps you have any question or maybe an input on what we are discussing. And be sure to leave your comment right there on this platform. If you want to maybe inbox a private question, then use the number that is just on the lower third on your screen, and it will be a great blessing. We are coming to you live from the Maritini. Like I said last week, we have been privileged to be streaming our podcast from this very amazing resort. And if you're in Bungoma looking for a place you want accommodation, you're looking for a place you want good food, music, then Maritini is the place to be. And we want to thank you for sparing your time and data to be joining us this very blessed afternoon. We're here again. I know last week we were here with Lady Pastor Bunde. We were not with Brother Elphas and Pastor Shannon. Today again, we are not with Pastor Shannon. Yes, I spoke to him a while ago. Actually had visitors from South Africa, and we actually traveled to Nairobi, so I'm sure he's on the way. We're coming back to Bungoma. Is the music playing? I really want to. The music that we are listening to is the song Wastahili. Is it Wastahili? Imbilio by Lady Pastor Bunde. You can also be able to go to the YouTube channel, Pastor Lavender or Lavender Bunde, and then you'll be able to get the music right there on YouTube. Subscribe and also be able to share and be blessed by the song. It's good to see you, amazing people. Kenon Reverend here, and of course, Lady Pastor Bunde. You can greet our viewers this morning.
Hi, everyone. Nice to have you again.
Thank you so much. I had missed you guys. For the last 2 weeks, I haven't family engagement. I'm here today, hoping to have such a nice engagement with you viewers. And
Thank you.
it's almost good to see you.
It's good to see you. It's been last week, and we had a beef last week. Before we went live, Pastor Lavender was talking about it. And then you heard it.
No, I was not saying anything
I
bad.
had it.
Elphas,
Pastor Lavender, what is your problem?
Elphas, you've really been around for 2 weeks. Eh?
Now,
The other week, we were here with Pastor Shannon. So, Kidogo, we are in the interview. Pastor Shannon becomes you. Aya. So, I was only confirming with Pastor Moss if he was going to become you.
No, Pastor Shannon was just doing his role
How?
as a pastor and as a man.
And as Elphas.
And as Elphas. And it's good to have a brother who can be there for you when you're not there. He's a real brother.
Yeah,
He
so-
sees things. Let me tell you, Pastor Shannon is that kind of pastor who has been in this world. He has been in the outside world. He is
On
now
both extremes.
In both extremes. And
true.
today he is anointed a great pastor in town. And he sees things differently. And as a wide person, unlike you.
How do I see things,
Unlike
Elphas?
you see them as a woman.
Really?
Bias.
Good to see you. But you're a nice pastor.
I am. I try.
My good friend.
It's a cover up.
Yes,
That's
he
a
is,
cover up.
yeah.
He's trying to cover up.
Anajaribu
That
kuniflatter.
is
Biblia inasema be careful of people who flatter you. Elphas, I'm careful with you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Our
see
greetings
you
to
too.
your husband, of course, Pastor Robert. He
Pastor
said
Robert.
he'll be watching us this
Yeah.
afternoon. My brother, our prayers are with you. You're not feeling well, but we are praying for you. Last week we had an amazing subject. I thank you, the producer, for the music. Last week we had an amazing subject about the continuous assessment. And you see, we were with Lady Pastor Lavender, the continuous assessment in marriage. And I think most of the responses she was giving was based on what she's doing even in her marriage. I don't know whether you normally do the continuous assessment in your marriage in this manner. You ever sit with your wife and ask your wife, how are we doing? Or how am I doing as a husband? Or does she ever ask you how she's doing as a wife?
Yeah, once in a while we do that.
Yes.
Once in a while we do that.
Yes.
And at times I find it hard to ask because I at times evaluate myself and see I'm not doing exactly what we want. So I find it hard to ask how are we doing because I know maybe these
You're
are
not doing
not
so
working.
well.
Yeah.
You're not doing so well.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not doing so well.
Where's
enough.
Hannah? Where are you?
But
Yes,
it's good to evaluate yourself when
Yeah.
you're coming
Yeah,
from
it
where you're
is.
going, especially on companionship,
Yeah.
on financial management,
Mm.
financial stability, and also in terms of Christianity.
Yes.
Yes.
Spiritual.
And more spiritual.
Yes, very even social.
Spiritually.
It's
or
important.
Christianity.
Spiritually, you know, you can be a Christian but you're not spiritual.
Am I spiritual?
I don't know. Elfas.
Am
I will
I
answer
Christian?
that offline.
Mm.
Yeah, when you're off, I'll answer him.
Okay, okay. Mm.
I can see where you want to drive me. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. So you normally do the.
Yeah.
I was actually I had a class in church on Sunday, asking people about leadership, teaching about leadership, and how many times people are not willing to ask for feedback because they're not willing to change.
Yeah.
So when you say that you don't ask, is it because you fear the criticism, the constructive one, for that matter?
Let me say yes and no.
Yep.
Mm.
You know, change is not easy. Change needs a lot of sacrifice. And we're human. At times we don't sacrifice as expected.
Mm.
We run around small things. Yes, you can jaribu kuchange, lakini si unaona. But change is not easy, especially when you got into marriage and you see like you have to change a whole you from the young man who you were to a man, to a husband and a father to children. There are a lot of things you have to change. So it is a process. There are things that are accept that has changed, and some are still changing as we move ahead. So the fear of asking how far we are does not really mean I'm not changing, but I'm taking a long time to change as expected. That's why at times I feel like ngoja hii
Ama unajua most of the time I think one of the greatest things wanaume wanaogopa kufanya, like if I want to spoil my husband's day, is texting him and telling him we need to talk. Men don't like talking. You know, like you text your husband say we need to talk about what? Not my husband, about what? What has happened? What is wrong somewhere? They always just believe that when we want to talk, there's a
must be a
mistake.
problem.
And sometimes, you know, just talking doesn't mean that there's a problem. It doesn't mean that we need to maybe modify what we have, make it better. Yeah? Yeah, so I think men out there should not be afraid to talk. That is why most people don't have this feedback. It's good when you communicate, there's feedback. And then it should be done, like we said there last week, that it should be done in an environment where there is no judgment, there is no fighting, there's no quarreling.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why?
Men don't fear having a discussion.
They do.
They don't.
At first,
Can
I
you
hope
listen
the
to
men
I
out
listened,
there will
I
vote.
listened to you.
They do.
I listened to you. Men don't fear talking.
Really, at first.
If you get your husband, find time, get to a place of his kind, have a good environment, have a good sitting, your man will open up. It only depends on how you are bringing your topic. You see, like I might be having a discussion with you now, as
Yeah.
the way we are,
Yeah.
with Pastor Amos. We're just having a good time. We need to talk. And you know who women are. Once they will amplify an issue, they are bringing a lot of accusation and everything. So every time, let me tell you, and there's even one day, I think Pastor Shannon told you this, you can find that good man in your man, and you can find a child in your man, and you can find a pretender in your man.
I don't agree
Just
at
depending
first.
depending on how you treat this person.
I don't agree.
I had not finished. So men don't fear having a discussion.
I don't
What
agree.
men don't like is ambushes. You just don't ambush me and Saturday, let's have a discussion.
No.
But if you called me, you said, let's have a meal, let's have coffee. If they have a round table there, as we are seated having a good time, relaxed mind, you can have a discussion.
Pastor Moss, not everyone can afford a coffee, a night out.
Yeah,
You know that there's those days, it's the normal, it's a normal week.
You can take a stroll.
No,
You can take a stroll.
we're having a normal week. There are people who don't really get time to stroll. First, what time do I stroll with my husband? I come from work. You know what time I come from work? You know what time I go to work? So when do we get time to scroll? So there are times you just need to talk. A little after our supper, we've had supper, we're in our room, and we need to address an issue. But you see, most men, and it's the truth, Elfas, whether you deny it or agree, I'm sure men will agree with me out there. Men fear, like, hiyo confrontation ya kusema now we need to
In fact, even
we need to talk. They
the
do.
very fact that a woman is asking you to have a conversation, it's scaring already.
Because you want to ask yourself, what have I done? What is
It's
wrong?
always what have I
is she
done?
going to judge me? Has she found out maybe I'm doing this? Or maybe I've not done that? But you see, what we were trying to encourage couples out there is that it is good to talk. It is good to encourage communication.
I said men don't fear discussion. What men don't like is ambushes.
And sometimes
you
we
don't
will
just send
ambush
me a
you.
text and tell me we want to have a discussion.
But sometimes,
what's wrong with
what's wrong with that?
What is the most
What's
important?
wrong with that?
It's about emotions. Why
What's
do you
wrong with
just-
that? No.
What happens is when we
So
are after a
how
meal,
would you rather?
after a meal,
How would
after-
you rather it's
Yes.
done?
It's done.
after supper,
Yeah.
you want us to have a discussion. When you're having now, look, my day was good. Today we had 4 or 5 patients, and one of them seemed like, and by the way, I have this feeling. I love you so much. And since I got married to you, you're the best father. You have what? We have what? However, I have a feeling. Then we start that discussion.
So, like, you have a
It will
problem with the
run so
approach.
well. Yes.
The approach is the
The
See,
problem.
approach
what
is
Elphas is
and
talking
that's what I'm
about,
just saying.
we're talking about two different things.
Yeah, but
What Elphas I'm getting from Elphas is that maybe when there's an issue,
Whether it is
when there's
or
an
there
issue,
is.
you have to approach in a certain way. But no, I'm not talking about an issue here. I'm talking about
Any discussion.
This is
Like
a different
a
discussion. This
normal
one is
discussion.
is a feedback,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
on how you are performing.
Yes.
Let's say like you are in a meeting. You are in a meeting in a meeting at school where teachers are given a time to say our parents on our treat, and then parents are also given time now to give feedback on how also they feel about. We are talking about like evaluation, like every maybe 3 months, every 1 month, or every not something you do every day, because this kind of conversation that we're talking about is now where we're becoming vulnerable, where tutaki watoto pia interfere, nani interfere. That's different. But when you're now talking about, let's say kama there's an issue we need to address, like with children going to school, life is going on, then I normally say your approach is also very important. If there's been a mistake, how would I want Robert to approach me? It's the same way I would want to approach him.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's different.
All right. So I think the problem with him was actually the approach.
The approach.
Of it. But for me, it's like, assume, for example, somebody were to give you a feedback. You don't need also to determine how they should give you feedback.
Yes.
Because I think what Elfa is saying is that I have a mistake, and then I should also determine how you approach me on how to deal with that matter. It's like when you're not responsible, and then you want to determine how your wife should tell you that you're not responsible. That is actually denying the fact that you're not responsible. Willingness, the openness of saying, okay, are we free enough that you can tell me when I am not doing well without protocols?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Percy, I've said the approach matters in everything. Men don't fear talking. As much as we also want to discuss, not about our issues, personal issues, I've war with you, I've realized you're cheating and such like. We are we want to discuss about progress, whether it's ours, whether it's about our kids, our project we are doing, it's stalled, we want to discuss that. The most important thing is today, can we have what do you think about this project? Can we have a discussion plan about it? You don't just say we have something we need to sort out or we need to discuss this.
I
You don't just ambush someone.
I
and
don't
say,
find anything wrong with it. It just depends on vile pia mmezoeana. Because
now hapo
because I can text my husband and say we need to talk about what? Yes. It could be
Because
about
about
school
what?
fees, it could be about my health, it could be about his health, it could be about so many things.
But
But
generally
generally men
men,
fear talking.
They don't fear talking.
Hata
They
ukiona
fear the
in a
approach.
play group, look at children playing. Men have very few words. Girls, we
Okay.
talk. We talk a lot. We are meant to talk. Because now mwanaume anaweza kufikiria sasa anaenda kuniambia nini.
Are we wired like
Sasa,
that?
We
yeah.
are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Generally men wanaweza cheza, hawajaangaliana, wanacheza huyu anapea huyu kitu anacheza and they're playing. Few words. Unasikia njaa. Twende tukule. Twende kwa kina nani. Hivyo,
but
lakini
there's
wasichana
something funny.
tutakutana, tutaongea,
No,
wapigane, walie, wapendane.
The funny thing with men is
Yeah.
you'll put here 20 men. Do you know these men will start a discussion even without knowing each other? They'll
Yes.
talk about football, they'll talk
Yes.
about this, they'll talk about this, they'll talk about politics. You put there 20 women. Unaweza kuja after 1 hour ni wawili wanaongeleshana wengine wako. Na hata unaweza pata maybe they went to mmoja alikuwa Lugulu, mwingine pia alikuwa Lugulu, mwingine alikuwa wapi. They really don't just start having a discussion. They don't. Women.
I think ambush is what got Pastor Robert. He's saying ambush.
Ambush.
Like from nowhere.
Yeah. Percy, thank
Wait
you.
for me to swallow water. And then you can tell me, you can choke my life.
I think sometimes also it depends on the word ambush because saa zingine unajaribu kumpata hapatikani. For example, let's say now for people who work different night shifts and day shifts.
Yeah.
People who don't meet every day in the house. when he's around, I'm not there, and maybe you're trying to create time. Also, there are couples who are elusive. Maybe emphasis is not one of them. But there are people unajaribu kumpata umuongelesha afanye nini? I take seriously. Unaona? Hiyo ndio sasa zingine unapotega now we need to talk. Ile we need to talk ile serious sasa.
No, we need to talk should change from we need to talk and
we need to do what?
Can I have a word?
Can I have your time?
Can I have your time? Can we have coffee? Can we have coffee?
Either way we need to talk.
Language is the problem.
We need to talk. You know,
very bad
we
language.
need to talk. Bana bado tutaongea.
The choice of words.
No,
I think for us men, the choice of words.
No.
You may actually we might just be actually desiring to have a very good conversation, but your choice of words.
We need to talk. We need to talk is not harsh.
The way you want to bring it.
We need to talk is not bad. Kuna times wacha nikwambie kitu Elfa. Wacha tuseme ukweli. Wacha tuseme ukweli pia. You know, there are days when you can love it. We were talking about here when you started Pastor Moss, we were talking about every like feedback, like monthly or hiyo ni tofauti. But now what you people are bringing in is even if there's an issue, unajua kuna mtu wengine umemwambia mara mingi stop coming home late. You know, stop coming home late. He comes home at 1 a.m., he comes home at 2 a.m., he comes home at 3 a.m. Hujui ako happy, anafanya nini, you are worried. Unaona? Pia kwa watu wa kwao, kitu imfanye watu wa kwao watasema wewe kwanza wewe ndio ulimuua. You understand? This somebody is not taking his life. Unaona, I take seriously. We need to talk. Either way, we need to seriously have a talk.
Look here.
We are going to talk, man. We're going to talk.
Because I remember several we've talked about this. Reserving the place of the king for your husband. And I know whenever we approach the king, we must be careful with what we say.
Sometimes when the king is out of order, the king must be corrected. The king must be corrected. Marriage is about... No,
even if you correct the king, you must be orderly.
No, there's no problem. But kuna sasa huyu king mwenye anakuja saa 8 usiku, 9 usiku, unajua estate ni mbaya, wakora wako.
The king is the king.
No. If the king dies, then watu wakwao wakuja hapo wakubebe. That ndio unajua you are not the king. They will come to bury the king.
All in all, Pasi, the approach is really matters.
I agree.
The approach matters. You don't just ambush someone. Whether he comes home late, whether he does what. At times you can use softer words to make someone understand what you really mean.
What I need you to
Can I finish?
Let me finish.
Can I finish?
Let me just ask you, for example, painful an example for us to discuss.
No, I'm not listening.
Assume, Lady Pastor Bunde, this is Elphas, your husband.
Yes.
You have evidence he's cheating. I want you to tell me how you'll approach him, and I want him to tell us how he would want to be approached.
Now you see, it's very different. One, it will depend on my temperament, and if it is me, there's a way I'm going to answer it. But kuna mtu ambaye haizi hold emotion yake, atakuwa very emotional, atalia, anaweza kuja mpaka job akuanikie huko. You get, people are different, they handle things differently. So if Elphas knows Beka kuna mdomo shouldn't cheat on his wife. Unaona? Kuna watu we are calm, but we are water. Unaona ile calm waters under the bridge, they are the worst. Hata afadhali wewe mwenye ana vent out, I'm upset and she will cry, utambembeleza, mtamalizana. Lakini ule mwenye atakwambia, babe, come home, leo nimekupikia chakula kizuri, I think we need to talk after supper, I just need to know how you're doing. I think huyo ndio unafaa uogope. Kwa sababu hujui hiyo kuku yenye utakuwa umekula, utakuwa umekulaje. But either way, approach, of course, if my husband is cheating on me, I would be upset.
How would you approach? Now, I want you to respond in two aspects. Number one, temperament. Number two, a calm lady. The temperament, you said now.
The temperament, of course, if you know that you will get really upset and then you will say words that you're going to regret, I think take a few days. Take a few days to talk about it.
But can they take this? Really?
Yes. Anakutai tu anangoje tu asira yake ifanye nini? Meanwhile, what I can say, maybe share it to the pastor. Share it with somebody who's close to you mwenye anaweza kukusaidia approach that thing. Don't do it on your own. Haya, kuna wale wengine wenye wako calm like me. I would just be calm I would even think about it even a week. I would be synthesizing it pole. Then I will ask you. But I will not shout at kwa watu what. No. We will approach it silently, but it will be very serious. And then vile nitaona vile unanileta ndio vile naweza nikakuleta. Yeah, if I'm talking to you, I have found you cheating. And the way Elphas akona mdomo hivi, tunabadilishana majengo ya serikali.
Sure. Mimi na mdomo tena.
Hana Mungu akubariki.
Amevumilia.
Amejikaza.
Now, how would you want to be approached? Assuming you're the culprit.
Assuming I'm the culprit, obviously, like the same way. You know,
akupikie vizuri, akuweke
whether apike vizuri, whether
akwambie baby, let's go to bed.
She can choose to do that.
How do you want to be approached, Elphas? That's what I'm asking.
And you have cheated.
And I've cheated.
Yes. Evidence is there.
Evidence is there. I think when the same way I had said, when after meal, maybe after supper, and she'd be like, okay, look here, I don't understand where the problem is. Since I've been married to you, there are one or two things I've been realizing that are not running well. Currently, you're so private. Currently, you're just on your phone. We rarely talk.
No,
and
I
I have
found
come to realize. No, you come, Paul. Currently, I see you on phone all through. You do come home late. You at times pick phones outside this house. I just watch. But I realize there is a problem. Today, I have realized you are dating so-and-so. You even have a kid with this person, or you have slept with this person. You know, this story makes this guy to understand, umanamuka amenisoma all through. By the time anaanza kujitetea, by the time this guy starts to say, okay, look here, this is the problem. And I hear you've been studying this person all through. But when you start just like, what this guy does, he'll put a defense, a wall.
Pastor Moss.
Okay, yeah.
He'll put a wall.
I am now the wife.
Yes.
I have
Can you
cheated on
start?
Elphas.
Yes.
I want Elphas to approach me.
Yes.
Yes.
This is your wife. She has cheated.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's
wrong with you?
No.
Elphas, unajua wacha tuache kudanganya. Let me tell you Elphas.
No, don't do this for the camera. I want you to be
Elphas,
as
don't do
real
this
as you
for the
can be.
camera. Elphas, let me tell you something.
Be
When
as
you
real
make
as you
it
can
in
be.
marriage,
Yeah.
there is nothing that will hurt more. Hata afadhali akunyime pesa rather than umpate na mtu mwingine. Because one thing, the first thing that goes through your mind is, am I enough? Am I not enough?
In fact, that is the
You
question.
will not be as reasonable as Elphas is talking about. That's what I mean. I say, if you find your partner cheating, walk away. Walk away for a few days, synthesize it. Tafuta rafiki yake mwenye unaweza muapproach naye. Or if you cannot entirely just approach him in a manner that is open, because this is how people get stabbed.
Okay.
Unasikia story mtu alikatwa kwa sababu
Lavender.
unaanza kuongelesha your husband, unaanza kumuuliza as calmly as that. Halafu anakuambia mimi ni mwanamume. Mimi ni mwanamume na nilitairiwa. And there is nothing you're going to... Ukifika hapo hiyo point, how you think you're going to stay calm? Do you really think Pastor Moss you stay calm?
No.
Or you approach your wife na nakujibu anakuambia kazi yenye hukuweza wanaume wenzako wanakusaidia. How would you feel? Be honest with me. You think you'd stay calm?
No.
You can't stay calm. So there are things I think if you feel it's too big for you to handle and you think you are not emotionally stable to handle it, postpone kuhandle, ama utafute mtu mwenye anaweza kukusaidia kuhandle, that you are sober about it. These are emotional issues.
But do you think women do that?
That's
or
what,
men
that's
do
what we are
that?
trying to advise them. That's,
Okay.
that's I think the importance of the show.
practical thing
The practical
that
thing to
people
do is that this person has hurt you, accept. Sindio? No matter what you do, whether you throw a tantrum, whether umkate na panga,
happened.
whether umnyonga, it has happened. It is something you sit down with yourself, you accept. Na kama Elphas ni rafiki ya Robert, ni call Elphas, niambia Elphas tukutane mahali town. Nililia Elphas, niambia Elphas, unajua nimepata Robert na hivi. Elphas will ask me, uko sure evidence iko wapi? Elphas might sober me up. Unaona? Aniambia sasa kitufanye usitoke na watoto. Wacha mimi nimtafute masaa za jioni, tukitoka job nimuulize or to approach aje, because unaweza approach mtu kitu no matter how calm you are, anaweza sema kitu Elphas ikutrigger ufanye kitu yenye ulikuwa uwezi unatoka kwa gazeti.
Thank you.
Is it
Thank you.
traditional? I mean, this
I'll miss my point.
Yes, okay.
I'll miss my point. We are talking about, when someone cheats, there are two things here.
Kuna mic inasumbuaniana. You've sorted it out.
There are two things here. It's either the wife who is a problem or the husband is a problem. Let us not run around and say, oh, cheating is good. It's either the man is a problem or the wife is a problem. One, if you are an absentee husband, you are never there. This woman, you come in your house past midnight, she's no longer getting her emotional stability. She's not getting her romance. She's not getting everything. Let me not coil around spiritual life and Christianity.
It's marriage. We're talking about marriage, yes.
If she's not getting your presence, you would never tell her I love you. You never hold her. Maybe she came from when you guys were dating, were fondling each other every day, holding each other, kissing her, having a good time together. You no longer do these things to her. Someone else is going to do these things to her. And that's why I was telling her, you have to now calm down, calm, and understand that it's either I am the problem or there is a problem with her. Because as much as I might shout and say, oh, look here, I am not solving the real problem. What
She's
happens?
looking for...
Yes, what happens with shouting is, when you start shouting at me, I put a wall, mental wall, I'll put there, and give you an audience that you want to hear because you're shouting. But at the end of the day, you will not have solved the problem. The problem is it's either me or her. At times I'm not satisfying her sexually. At times I'm not satisfying her financially. At times I'm not there for her, absent kabisa. I live in my house at 7 a.m.
Yes.
I come past midnight, and I do that every day.
Can I say?
She's
Can I talk?
human.
Yes.
She's
Can I
going to
talk?
get emotional
Yes.
support from
Pastor
someone
Mos,
else.
you know this thing about cheating is a very big topic. Let
It
me tell
is.
you.
Yeah.
Because there is a man out there anapewa kila kitu. Hata kama ni sex 360 degrees anafanya nini? Anapewa. Anapikiwa.
Yes.
Unaona?
Yes.
Hata utapata pengine afanyi job, bibi ndiye anamvalisha. Unaona hiyo kuwaluku yenye anaoa luku
Exactly.
ni mwanamke.
Yes, yes.
This person still cheats. Unanipata? This
So the
person still
problem
cheats.
is not that the wife is not doing her
You've
part.
done everything. Umefanya kila kitu. There are even men who do everything for their wives. Men
And
who
the
do
wife goes
everything
ahead to
for them.
cheat.
Mpaka anajaribu unashukwa kila wiki, makuta kila wiki.
Kumbe unatengeneza mtu mwingine aone.
Unatengeneza mtu mwingine. But these people will still cheat. Unaona? Yes. So inafika mahali, just like I'm still saying, yes, Elphas is saying try and approach it. I had a friend when we were just newly married, just young girls. So moja akaboro simu ya mwenzake. Unaona?
Yep.
She borrowed her phone. And then you know but hiyo time bado people didn't really know how to use phones.
Yes, yes.
So bado kuna zile messages.
Yes.
Nakwambia, and then her husband alikuwa mtu hapa town tu. He used to cheat. Yani he used to cheat day and night. Mpaka tunakutana naye na wasana wengine, yani ana cheat to live. Ametoka kujificha. Ako out. She used to text him. Ukiona text, she used to send him, nini nisikupei? Nini naweza badilisha? Unaona unafikisha mwanamke please hiyo. Mpaka anambia unataka nifanye aje? Like she doesn't shout at him. And unaweza enda joint mahali na base yako, unapata bwana yako uko na mwanamke mwingine. Hauleti vita. Unamwambia tu babe someone unanitesa. And then what happened to this woman? What I saw happening to this woman was like alifika mahali akakuwa so numb, mpaka akakuwa so bitter, mpaka akauka kitu kingine that man could not handle. Now she was the one who was sleeping around to show him
So just
That
reacting.
that we all have this thing. I can give it as much as you're giving it.
giving it.
Unanielewa?
Why is it like almost normal for men to cheat unlike women?
And you know another thing that hurts is this. You know, let me go back now to the Christian part of marriage.
Don't give it that.
Let me just
direction.
deviate a little.
Yes.
Let me try.
Yeah.
In Christianity, we believe that the Bible says that a man and a woman, a man shall leave his family and cleave to one
Yes.
wife. Sindio? So if he cleaves to one wife, I believe God is not mad. One. I believe God is not mad. I believe if God thinks, and if not God thinks, if God says that a man can be faithful, then a man can be faithful. Now let me go back to our society. Our society believes that a real man hawezi kuwa na mwanamke mmoja. Let's just be honest. Ni ukweli. Hey, men are hunters. They're naturally born hunters. Anataka nuse hii aone ile ingine. Tena it's
Exactly.
like unaona. But you see now, when you've committed yourself to one person and said, me I want to commit myself to you. Unaona? Then I believe it is possible. Si ni ukweli?
Kabisa.
Ni ukweli. You want to tell me hata hawajai kuwa faithful. Si wapo?
Today,
They are there.
They're there, sindio? So I believe
but,
faithfulness is
Yes,
something that is
it works
it is-
and they're there.
Listen
Yes.
to
What I was
today,
just saying.
I was just reading another article this morning, and I think it was about I copied 10 ways to avoid cheating. And now the point about it was decide that you will not.
Decide. You must decide. It's
So
true.
I thought it was supposed to be, it baffled me so much because I thought it would have been that there's another strange power that helps people not to. But it's not actually, it's a decision of a person.
It's a decision.
Of a person.
But it's a decision
It
at
is.
first.
It
It's a
is,
decision.
It is. What I was only saying is,
But
the
the society
marriages work.
Yeah.
We have people who have been faithful. Faithful marriages there. However, men and women drive men and women outside their marriages.
That is also a point I agree.
Yes. And they drive them out just because of these issues I was raising. There are women out there who have never kissed their husbands tangu January paka leo.
Ni ukweli.
There are women there who have never fondled. You know, men
Maybe they
also
don't
want to
brush.
be touched. They
Not
want
brushing.
to
Not
Men, they
brushing.
don't brush their mouth.
want to
Maybe
be-
it's
They
that.
don't
Hata
want-
si
no.
ati kubrush. Hana time.
Hata
Hana time.
watakusukuma leo anakwambia
There's a-
sina sina time si.
Elfas, hapa nataka kusupport Elfas.
And don't you think that's an
women
end
come
of a
with
matter?
Women come with
The
this
symptoms
thing
of an end of a matter.
Hata tu for example,
Yes.
bwana yako analewa na wewe utaki alewe akikukisi. Na yeye analewa tu 24 hours.
Yeah, which
Hata
is
kukisa
good.
ngapi?
Saa ngapi?
Hata kukisa ngapi kwa
This
Samos?
woman,
Has
and we had
feelings.
said we don't want to discuss it. I'm not discussing about the spiritual
Yes, yes.
person.
Yeah.
This woman being
Has
just
feelings.
a woman, akona feelings.
Anataka
she wants to have
umsikize.
sex,
Anataka
anataka kufanya nini?
umshike,
Husband anakuja
eh.
amevuta sigara, amekula mogoka, ananuka pombe, amekula mutura. Is this woman going to kiss that person? Itafika mahali asema In fact, the first thing atafanya, ataanza kulalamikia some of the friends for this man.
Who are willing to do what the man is
are
failing.
going to do what this man is failing.
And utapata tena the same man, utapata pia the same man. The same man pia ataanza kucheat kwa sababu atasema every time akikuapproach anataka kulala na wewe utaki kwa sababu anaona unakataa, unaona? Lakini haja address the issue is him. Unanielewa? There was a lady who had 3 girls or helpers, 3 older girls. So she sits on the couch. It was actually a very good movie.
Yes.
So she sits on the couch with her last born. Alikuwa ameenda kumnasa, alikuwa mgonjwa. And then she asked her, akamwambia, I want to ask you a question. Na usini judge. Na don't share with your sisters. So mom, ask me. Akamwambia, how does an orgasm feel like? Because hajawahi, amezaa wasichana wangapi? Mpaka kazika mzee. Hajawahi kuwa nayo. Are you understanding me, Alphas? Hajui. So she's asking her last born, explaining your feeling.
What is it?
What is it? And there are things we need to address on this forum.
Yes.
Unajua itu issue ya sex is very, very important.
And it's the biggest thing that's
and even for
marriages.
Christian women.
Yes.
Especially for Christian women.
Yeah.
We are told all our lives, abstain. Nobody tells you sex was created by God for not only just for procreation, but also for your pleasure and for his pleasure.
In marriage.
When I went for my marriage counseling, the things ulikuwa tunaambiwa huko. Me, I left, I was even worried. I asked Robert,
are these people born again? Yeah.
No, not are these people born again.
Okay.
Like, because the only thing I was being told when we were with him is that if your husband wants sex, unampea. If your husband wants sex, unampea. So, if sex ni ya bwana peke yake, it's also for me. I didn't understand.
Because I think you're the ones who are always troubling. Yeah.
It's like ni kazi basi. Yani the way walikuwa najaribu it becomes a chore. Yenye naweza choka kama kuosha vyombo, naweza choka kama kupiga duster, naweza choka, the way you wake up in the morning and say, leo nimechoka ku mop, leo nimechoka kupiga. It is not that. It is fellowship.
It is
fellowship. I should gain from it, he should gain from it, we should all gain from it. But not tunafundishwa na hiyo kitu and then you're told sex is bad. In fact, church yetu when we were growing up, hata kuna mwalimu alikuwa akiona tu umesimama tu na kijana hivi.
Kuguzana was
hiyo ni dhambi.
Na wanakuita kwa
like
madhabahu.
the first time Robert even held my hand. What? I felt
he was nervous himself.
Me I was nervous.
Even you.
No, he was braver. He was
Okay.
I was mimi nikaona nimefanya dhambi and then you put in a white gown one day like for a few hours. Then now somebody tells you, go and have sex.
It's scary.
Go and have sex.
Yes.
Hata ujui unaanza aje?
Umejifungia ndani ya blanketi hata unamwambia
unatolea nguo ndani ya blanketi.
This one who prayed first, yes.
Our couples, the issues men go through during that. Hata anakimbia around the room. There was a teacher of us who locked in her room. She was giving her stories. There's a pastor whose wife was a pastor lady. She was telling me the way she stayed for 3 days. Nothing was happening. And still people asking him, tukuje tukushikie. You're asking her husband. And these are the things that affect our marriage later. Isn't it vitu to affect our marriage saa hizi? Sini ukweli Elfas?
Yes, it's true. Now you see the sexual part and the romantic part in marriage.
Very important, Elfas. Very.
And that's what is killing. Pastor Robert, that's what is killing marriages.
It is.
As much as we are complaining, women are going out, men are going out, men and women are not getting sexual satisfaction.
Alafu, shida ni hivi. Mwanamke, hata unajua approach. We go back to approach yenye Elfas kwa nasema. Vile pia una approach mwenzako. It's very important. Especially men with sexual issues, whether health-wise or just marriage-wise, it's very hard mwanamume kuax. Yaani hata ukimwambia utakuwa umeloa self-esteem yake, and then when you're shouting, hata unifanyie hivi, hata you make it even worse. So these are things that we need to approach. Maybe in later topics, how do you approach your partner when you're not sexually satisfied in a marriage? How do you approach them? How do you tell them? How do you tell them? Baby, you could do this more.
From fondling, kissing, touches, everything. And I remember Pastor Sharon said here, sex starts in the morning. Even the way you talk to her, prepare her, talk, have a discussion. Even when you want now, the process of having it.
Robert amekujibu. Amesema he's still very brave.
I've seen the comment.
He's very brave.
Yeye alichanuka before you.
Yeye alichanuka. Yeye sana yeye.
Alijua kitu ya kufanya.
Nilikuwa nikimwona kwa estate kwa namsalamia because he was always studying with this girl. Mara ule mwingine before salvation that is.
Yes.
So he was actually very brave.
But you see it helped you. Sasa akapata experience mzuri that is keeping you well.
Are you encouraging people to fornicate out there? Elfas is encouraging people to.
By the way, churches should come up and just have a good discussion.
I feel
even people who are dating.
I feel churches.
Because
I feel the church has failed.
What I hear
has failed.
The most boring marriages are those ones for the born again.
Yes,
it's true. Kwa sababu unaona huyu dada, me hata the first time kwanza there's a lady now mama, she was a nurse in our church. So my mom felt counseling yenye nafanywa like it was traumatizing me. So when I went to the lady, I cannot forget, she's called Mrs. Maka. My mom insisted, no, go see Maka. So mbona nione Maka? Nikaenda kuona Maka. Nilitoka huko nikafikiria Maka hajaokoka because of the things I was being told in church all my life. Sex is not right. It's not good. Sex is good. Let us teach our children the right thing. Me, I'm teaching my girls the right thing. It is good, but at the appropriate time. It's a wonder. Hata nikomana na mbega mtoto wangu usijaribu hiyo kitu kwa sababu it will arouse feelings in you that you never knew you had, even in the first place. Unafikiri I can fight, Let's say the Bible says flee sexual immorality. You have to run. How do you receive?
I'm trying to imagine something. How can a man receive feedback on maybe a wife who is not satisfied?
Sasa ndio tunasema, sasa ndio tunakuja sasa. Hiyo mambo yetu kwa tunasema hiyo feedback. How are we doing, babe? How is our marriage? Is there places I can improve? Is there places you can... Then when you sit now, mkikaa sasa zile mnakaa you're both vulnerable. Hii yenye Biblia inasema naked and not ashamed. Not only physically, but also emotionally. I say, babe, I'm not judging you. I just want our marriage to be better. Unaona? Na unamwambia tu kama ni mtu mwenye kama ni mtu wako, just like Elphas was saying the other week, marry your best friend. Marry your friend. Marry your friend Pastor Moss. Ile yenye unaweza mwambia, unajua vile unaweza mwambia na leo hichi bana imepita bana. Leo kwani kulienda aje? There are those days like that. There's something that me and Robert we have sometimes. I think the friendship that we have, like sometimes, like let me give a practical example. Like, have you ever just been having like sex and then it's a funny weird style and then it doesn't work out and then you start laughing
and you stop having it.
You stop having it and you say what to badilisha hivi funny. That is how marriage should be. That is what a good marriage is all about.
I grow up, I want to be Pastor Robert.
A good marriage is all about be open, be vulnerable, be naked.
But I tend to think many times.
I think wanaume ndio inakuwa ngumu. Wanaume ndio inakuwa ngumu. So nyinyi watu muambie nyinyi ndio mnaweza sema because I don't know how men of course hata tunaona tu like I've seen medically like for a man to come out and say mimi niko na issue. Women it's very easy for us. Wanawake tutaenda tu tuseme tu daktari mimi nimeona kitu mahali.
Or even share with a friend.
Kuna siku nilikuwa nafanya night mahali. Baba mwingine nikampata amekaa hapo kwa coach. Nikaingia. I was actually relieving another female daktari. So nikamrelieve, huyu jamaa akakuja kafunga mlango akafunga. Tena akakuja kafunga mlango tena kafunga. Kafungua tena are you okay? Can I help you? Ati nangoja daktari mwingine mwanamume. Nikasema daktari mwanamume atakuja asubuhi basi. Hiyo enda nyumbani. You're not comfortable with me seeing you. Enda home come. But alikuwa na very big issue. So he finally comes in and says, sasa unajua mimi niko na problem na nataka unisaidie. Actually it got gonorrhea. His wife is away and it was such a big issue for him because with gonorrhea ukienda kususutu kidogo it's painful. So aliona hawezi rudi nyumbani. But you see for him to come out and say it and finally say mwanamume anaumianga. In fact most prostate cancer tunapata very late kwa sababu mwanamume lakini mwanamke ataona tu kitu ashakimbia hosi.
Pastor Lavenda, as much as you say men don't speak about these things, you see in that marriage, the sexual part and the emotional part, attachment in marriage. Do you know most women, I was listening to some sexologists, most women don't touch their men and everything, they don't. Most women wait their husbands ndio
initiate hata.
Mwanamke anaweza taka. Men husema mwanamke akitaka atakusongea hata inua Mungu akuwekee anataka. But do you know women don't touch men, don't kiss them, don't hold them, they don't touch them hapana. Hata when they have sex wakimaliza yana anangojea pia bwana atake.
Tunafundishwa vibaya.
Amupande tu. But this woman does not initiate anything.
Kwa sababu the society out there makes us feel wanafeel ukiomba yani that's why unaona Elphas
they believe in having sex ni mwanaume kukupanda juu.
Exactly. Na sex ni ya mwanamume peke yake yeye na akona right ya kuitisha. Wewe ukiitisha utakaa ama uko loose ama ukikaa inatoa like are you really a good woman, are you principled? But you see people don't understand hii kitu ni yetu sisi what
sex ndio hold.
There's a pastor used to say you see like when you bake a cake and then you put icing on top of it makes it even more delicious. Cake is like icing. It's like frosting on a cake. Makes it even better. And
but many times are going to put icing where there's no cake.
Then utapata me what I think about most marriages is that utapata mwanamume na mwanamke very proper. They only have one position. They maintain it for years. But outside, ako na ule anyango somewhere mwenye anampea hiyo 360 degrees. You will ask me what that 360
I know,
degrees
yes,
is.
yes.
Yes,
I
but
would ask you later.
you will ask me. I know. I keep saying.
Yeye anateremsha fan alafu sasa
Hapana.
She will explain.
Elfas
might
is
mean
out of
different
order.
things.
Elfas is out of order.
It might mean different things.
It might mean a lot of different
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
But what I think, all in all, I think we have failed. What I love about the, like, you know, like the Bagandas, they have these traditions. They try to teach girls about sex, preparing them about sex, you know. And sex is something that you should
prepare young girls about, and even young men.
Unaambiwa tu, nisikune na kijana. Nisikune na kijana wa
Kwa
nani?
nini? The question is kwa nini?
There's a sister-in-law mine ananiambia kuna kijana wa form 2 alimuona, walikuwa form 2 wote. Sasa of course form 2 hizi hormones, they are normal for the kids. Akamwandikia barua. Sasa vile alimwandikia barua, mwenye alipewa barua kwenda kudeliver na akadeliver barua kwa auntie yake. She was an orphan actually living with her auntie. Auntie yake alifungua, leta kitu hapa. Anafungua barua anasema ati mimi nakutaka sijui nini. Haki na anamtoa tu kwa nyumba, ati wanaenda kwa kina huyo kijana. Na walienda kufika kwa mlango na anagonga mlango. Anaambia mama huyo kijana nimeletea kijana wako bibi. Ndio hii barua ya kitu kama hiyo itakutraumatize. Don't you think you'll be traumatized? Do you think
she was right? Agent delivering the letter.
No, she was only being delivered. Hata kwa amesoma hiyo barua. Yeye ndiye alikuwa
na the content of the letter.
Yes. Sasa unaona vitu kama hizo. Tunafanya watoto wanakuwa hadi in terms of romance.
Kuna jirani anajua one day they were quarreling, wanatukiana alafu mwanamke akasema hata huyu hakuna kitu anafanya nini. Mwanamke akamwambia kwa kibukusu. Ina Kenya munu yani isembwa anamwambia yani ati mwanamke anataka ni mkisi mdomo. Sasa mwanamke anasema mimi mkisi mdomo mimi umbo ndio zinalamba na mananga mdomo. Mimi mwanamke that kind of attitude and that kind of
these are things we need to address. Cannot sustain because there's something.
Is it African? Maybe it's not African.
No, I don't think so because Ugandans are Africans.
And they kiss.
They learn from the British.
They learn a lot. Go to Rwanda.
Yeah.
They do a lot.
I'm asking, is it African?
To kiss your wife?
Yeah.
Yes. At all.
I'm asking, is it African?
How did Africans prepare their wives for sex?
I don't know. Those guys, I think some of the things we are saying
right now is a of exactly.
Yeah.
True.
But it can't be true because the Ugandans.
But did you ever, like, Elfas, I want to ask a question. Let me ask a simple question. Did you ever see your parents? Like my kids, when they see us hugging or kissing, they're like, ew. Did you ever do an ew on your parents?
I never saw my father hugging.
I saw my mom. I saw my dad. When he was there, I saw him calling her with pet names like Chris, because anaitwa Christine. So alikuwa anampenda kumuita Chris.
Really?
But we never saw at physical, at
I'm thinking, like we said last time, the background things have really affected
very much
right now because you didn't see these things at home.
You didn't see them.
We didn't see them at all. So
tunaona
tu kwa TV ndio unafikiria
kumbe he doesn't greet anybody, including your wife. If the wife, which is she will not greet your mother, not any one of you.
Anaingia tu na kupita ama ingia
kwanza kuna there's again my village huko. Anatoka huko amekunywa yake 2 lita. Si 2 lita tu, of course excess kidogo.
Yes, yeah.
Na baiskeli na anapark kwa bedroom. Imagine anaingia na baiskeli kama anaendesha. Akifika kwa bedroom anapark baiskeli na anaingia kwa kitanda. Will you have time to love her? Will you have time to foreplay?
The definition of love was different from what we believe love to be now.
Sasa I think our mama ndio walitutoa kwa hiyo nini ya kusema kwamba sex ni mwanamume akitaka na unampea, wakati wote anataka unafanya nini? Unampea.
Can you imagine? No. Just a minute. Imagine a lady coming back home who has the mother has suffered all these things. You come back home, tell your mother that he doesn't even hold my hands. Your mother laughs.
Anaanza kukuchapa kofi. Kichwa yako ni mbaya. Ananunulia watoto chakula
asking.
Analipa school fees.
Yes. Kuna chakula kwa fridge. Yes.
What was happening?
Are you stupid?
Go back home. So we just
the definition of what marriage is. Love is.
The then marriage and today's marriage is different.
It's very different.
Then marriage, people were getting married to each other for continuity.
For breeding.
People are getting married to each other for companionship.
You think? I don't say our parents never used to have sex like for pleasure.
They were.
For pleasure was for man.
Oh no, the pleasure was for the man. It was there, but the pleasure ilikuwa.
Pleasure was for the man.
Yes, not for the man.
Kwanza ukiona tu kitu yenye ilifanya tu watu wakaanza hii mambo ya faithfulness on a serious note was in the early 80s when HIV/AIDS became a big disaster. Otherwise in the 70s, our baby bloomers walifanya atrocities. Walifanya vitu wenye.
Do you think we are faithful because of sickness or we are faithful because we are?
Kuna watu wako faithful kwa sababu ya magonjwa. Magonjwa haingekuwa tu Pastor Moss. Gari kwa teremuko.
Most people who are
That's a very wrong reason to be faithful.
Yes, I know.
In fact, Pastor Moss, I can say around 80% or 70%. Wako faithful sababu ya magonjwa.
Wako faithful kwa sababu ya it's true.
Sure.
Magonjwa.
Wale wenye wanapenda wife yao na
wale I'm faithful because I'm a pastor.
Not really. No. Kuna watu pastor haijamsimamisha. Ugonjwa. Kitu yenye naweza nitoa duniani.
It's the wrong reason for me to be faithful because I'm a pastor.
It is.
It's wrong.
It is even wrong for me.
To be faithful
whether you are a pastor or not. Whether you are a sinner or what.
You have to, whether you are a sinner or not. There are men out there wenye hawajaingia kanisani. Or women.
Yes.
Hajai hata miguu yake ijaingia lakini
hajui hata madhabahu yuko wapi.
Lakini anajua tu hii ni yangu peke yake.
That's true.
Pastor Ruben anasema leo mmelemea mpaka siongee. I'm just turning around. That's why Pastor Sharon I wish you were here because these guys
Pastor naenda kutetea.
Stands and I think I'll be able to but you know for me some of the things you people say I don't know whether they mean a lot to you, but to me they mean a lot. Just being faithful because of what you do. You can imagine. A wrong reason to be faithful.
There are many reasons. Hata unaweza kuwa faithful kwa sababu unaogopa huyu mwanamume atakuua. Akikupata tu atakuua.
Na inafanya anakuwa faithful.
Unakuwa faithful. Uko tu kama kondo. Yaani lazima tu ufungue fence. Ukuje nyumbani saa 10. Umesikia naliaka? Saa ngapi?
Nisiwahi kupata
mambo. Mambo ya kuongea na majirani sitaki.
Mambo ya kuongea majirani sitaki. Mambo ya kuchipaka lipstick hiyo ni vitu ya wanawake wa kuharibika. Sitaki longi kwa hii boma. Ndio mwanamke anaabide tu hawezi vaa longi sababu ni ya malaya.
But I think faithfulness, for me faithfulness should come from a place where you say, like me when I even tell my husband, he can testify. Me when I'm even if you become unfaithful one day, maybe ufike mali, but me I'll remain faithful. Because when I believe my faithfulness is not even to him first.
It's a personal decision. Recently, we had a case, I think, I don't know if I can bring this up. There was a case I actually was involved in. And the man was saying, the attitude the men have, and I want to emphasize that point, the attitude men have is that if I love you, then they say submission is a response of love. And he told us, candidly, that that's not correct. Because that will mean that a person, you will submit, without which you would not. If there will be no love, you will not submit. So you must endeavor in marriage to do your part. Not to submit based on his behavior, but to always submit. And for him to always love, devoid of your behavior, because your behavior should never determine how he behaves.
Exactly.
Imagine
and
if
how he should love.
But you see, if you look at it in the practicality of it, Elfas pia ni ngumu, si rahisi kwa sababu kwa sababu ukisema submission, si ndio? Ni kusubmitie na you're cheating on me, you're not providing, you don't care about my feelings, you don't listen to me, we don't talk. Unaona? And you expect me to submit to you, or I expect you to love me and I don't give you time. Kuna mtu alikuwa ananiambia story fulani.
Look at this one what Pastor Robert is saying. Faithfulness is an attribute or a principle of one's decision. I love that.
Exactly.
I love that.
Wewe mwenyewe.
Imagine.
Wewe mwenyewe uamue tu peke yako tu. Unaona
I'm a husband, my principle is to love my wife.
There's a lady who bwanake alicheat on her. So she alicheat on her, then now she wants to pay him back by cheating on him. Hapa tutao. Watu tu mnajua. This guy cheated. I think he was cheating. Alikuwa amemshika several times. Then mama akafika tu mali akachoka. And then she goes to his best friend. She lures his best friend and cheats with his best friend. So sometimes unafikiria when I cheat, if I cheat, I'm hurting huyu. If I cheat back. That's when nasema faithfulness. Ukitaka tu kujitu mtu faithful, hata mtu acheat mara ngapi. Hiyo kitu ni decision yako wewe mwenyewe. Utaamua.
Apostle Tim is saying, it's a wrong thing to be faithful because you are a pastor, but again, wrong reasons will lead to good one. That's okay.
Wrong reasons.
No. You should just be faithful.
But because it is laughing.
You know what?
He's not even joking what he's saying.
Kitu yenye najua na sexual sin Elfas. The Bible says flee. It says flee. Haisemi ati say no, I'm married, yes run. Unaona mtu anaweza kuja kukatia mara kwanza aseme, Pastor Moss, tu sana tu dogo tu church. Pastor, aki unaimba poa. Naambia wewe. Na hiyo siku uende nyumbani upate Mrs. Pastor Moss ako na mamood swings. Akulete tena urudi church jioni. Ako tu Pastor Mos wani kikuona. Like you also una feel to there's somebody who's telling us to help us. Right? When before we got married, I don't know if Robert can remember. There's a pastor called Elias. Akatuambia the fact that you're married doesn't mean that you might not be attracted to somebody outside your marriage. Unanipata?
Your wife is not the most beautiful woman in the whole world.
Because bado utaona tu mwanamke mrembo sio sio mwanamke amebeba ama ni mrembo or that guy is handsome. Na utapata
nilituma kwako
na nani?
Deputy president. Kwa country nyingine hapa.
Utavunja
Now Pasi, you as a Pasi, ever smart the way you are. Every day when you leave your house, you come to church. There is these 2 or 3 girls, or one who tells you, "Pasi, you're smart." But you just get someone like you. You sing so well. Ukiingia kwa nyumba, your wife
doesn't tell you the things.
Hata ukitoke kumwambia, "Am I looking good?" Akwambia ukongo tu sawa. Yaani hata shughuliki hakwambii.
Or who am I to advise you?
Fanya nini? So you end up getting this other person who is like appreciating you, telling you, "Pasi, your spray inanukia vizuri." Yana kwambia spray inanuka mbaya. Unaanza kuona like,
you become
naturally a human being, any human being wants success. Una feel tu uko mahali niko. That's why tunasema bado tunarudi tu back mahali tulianzia. Let's sit down with each other.
Let's remind us about the Afro Cinema crash first. Because that's what Mr. Robert is saying. Afro Cinema crash.
You know, let me tell you, Robert is crazy. Robert comes to me and tells me, ati akiona tu iniedo. Ati akiona iniedo, nijue tu sina bwana. Mpaka aliniambia tu iniedo akikuja Kenya, nijue sina bwana. So one day he wakes up. So one day he wakes up and then he tells me, wewe pia niambie actor mwenye ukiona Afro Cinema mwenye anakubamba. So me, I didn't have any because I rarely watch Afro Cinema. But that time Robert was watching Afro Cinema. So I asked my sister-in-law. In fact, I was at home. Nilikuwa nasoma. So I geuka nikauliza sister-in-law wangu,
"Oh, Pastor Robert."
Sister to Pastor.
No, my brother's wife. Okay. I was at home nilikuwa nasoma. So nikageuka nikauliza my brother's wife, "Wewe unaoshangi Afro Cinema atie nipatie actor moja handsome hivi Afro." Akaniambia yule Dochie. Nikamtext haraka yule Dochie. Kumbe ameenda amemgoogle. Hata siko nimemjua. My dad is a bit light skin kama Elfaz.
I know.
Robert karibu ni wewe. So you love brown men? So
I know Pastor is
wewe ndio ulianza hivi. Mimi hata siko. Sasa naanza vita na Google yule Dochie haraka ni muone. I'm sorry. I'm telling you marriage is a marriage. I don't know. Yeye ndiye alianza huo yenye hangemaliza.
Oh, Pastor.
Marriage is so sweet when you do all these things as friends and with the best desires of each other. It's so sweet. Like ikikuwa like you've lost friendship and you're longer talking to each other.
That's why I think unaona hiki tu ni kitu mnafanya tu feedback kila wakati. Ukiona bibi yako amekunyamazia Elfaz, useme tu atanyamaza tu ataongea. Don't talk like that. Unaona? Usiongee vitu kama hizo. Mwite babe, mwite mkae chini. Mama, nimekukosea wapi? Mimi saa zingine nataka kukasirika, but Robert will say, usikasirike. Wacha tuise. Usikasirike. Before you get upset, don't get upset.
It's like you asking your wife, like, what's your ideal man? And then you are short, assuming you are short. And then tells you, I think I love tall men.
Hiyo nani mbaya. Hapo atakuwa ameenda mbaya kwa sababu hapana. Pastor Mos hiyo ni hapana kwa sababu ushamuoa. Hiyo huwezi badilisha.
Kama unasema unaonanga huyo msielfu nikipata mtu kama huyo. Mimi kwisha.
Ama useme lakini unajua mimi napendaga wanawake slim. Na unajua bibi yako ashakuzalia watoto 5, hiyo slim ilishapotea. There's somebody I was watching today and actually he was saying about alikuwa anaongea kuhusu body shaming. You know the way we can body shame.
That's a very bad thing.
Yeah, what we're talking, it's not about body shame. What, like for example, when tukikaa Elfaz, nikae na wewe nikwambie, babe, now we are doing review of our marriage. Nikwambia, Elfaz, siku hizi kitambi yako, I'm worried about your health. Unajua nikikwambia hivyo is very different. Unaona? Nikisema hivyo it's very different. Niseme, mimi nikiona tu kitambi.
He's taking it personal.
No, yes. I'm I said it so nicely. I'm giving an example.
Why wouldn't you use something? Why were you straight on my tongue? Pastor Robert, you see the intentions of
lakini Pastor Mo, that's Elfaz, don't distract us. Nikisema, babe, unajua right now like hii nini ya kuna mali tumefika mali tumefika hii weight si mzuri hii miaka yenye tunaendelea, we know we need to be healthy. Can we keep be healthy together? Yes. Can we like walk in the morning or run in the morning? Lakini kujiambia bwana
yako nimejaribu
ati wakati nilikuwa ulikuwa tu Muslim hata una vile shati inakaa kwako. Kwani wewe uwezi unakula tu nini unakuongea hivyo. Hizi conversations unasema they are deep conversations where you don't want to hurt. Okay. And then you're not also supposed to be ready to defend.
Like what else?
Or be ready to take offense. I'm your best person. I want the best for you. Lakini babe, siku hizi iku nini kwako si mzuri. Naona kama si healthy. Unakunywa sana. Punguza zako kidogo. Kunywa yako 3. Unajua mali tumefika hivi tunataka tuzeeke pamoja. Ama hii kuweka chumvi unaweka mingi sana. Hii blood pressure itafanya nini? Itakuja kukushika. Lakini don't just tell somebody hati unisatisfy. Hata uwezi. Wewe mwanamume yupi? Pengine amefika stage amefika. You know, with life as we are growing older, huyo mzee atakuwa anasimama tu vile mnafikiria hivyo. Let me prepare you early before you. Yes. Tunafika hizo miaka. Where now maybe you can be running the race kabla mufike Webuye umeshafika Mabanga umefika umesimama.
Na umechoka wewe.
So we need to know, we need to understand each other. Unaona? To see me size I'm 40. Kidogo in the next 5 years I'll be really menopausal. I'll not feel like having sex, I'll be having hormones running. Robert must understand that babe right now be patient. If sifanye nini?
Okay.
So let's have candid, open, honest conversations.
There is a very important thing I wanted to add. We had a discussion with that. In fact, even we had a small meeting with the couples.
Yes, we did.
We were with her. And one couple said, mimi tangu tuoane. Now the wife was saying, mimi tangu tuoane na huyu jamaa. Hajai nipeleka tu out. Tumeishi miaka 10. Hajai kaa na mimi hata tukae tumatu kunywa soda. You know, also, by the time you start developing a good emotional stability and friendship with your wife, once in a while come out. And we say you don't need to go to a club.
You don't.
You don't need to go to a hotel.
You don't.
You don't need to go to a restaurant. You can just get out. Today, Bungoma is playing Musingu. Enda mkae na bibi hapo kwa fence. Muochi, mumalize, mununue soda tu za pale, mupige story. There is attachment.
Bebe tu watoto peleke kwa mama yako hivi. Mbaki tu watu wawili kwa hiyo nyumba. Yeah. To just rekindle that, and that thing affects a lot of marriages ikikuwa older hapa. Ni unaona mzee anaenda because watoto wakishaenda watoto ndio bond yenye ilikuwa na keep together.
Yes.
But you need to always know that you're going to remain mulianza wawili
mutamaliza
wawili. Okay. I think somebody is interested with what you said that Webuye Mabanga. It's your destination was Webuye, but you are lighted in Mabanga. Anyway,
we travel.
Hapo Timothy ameniambia Webuye Mabanga wote sijasema poa. I'm sorry.
After kwanza kutaja kitabu yangu
ukaenda Webuye Mabanga. And then there's a question raised by Pastor Dolwa.
Yes.
About I don't know if I can be able to locate that. He was talking about emotional
unfaithfulness. I thought I saw it somewhere too.
But I can't be able to trace it now.
There is again the issue of emotional unfaithfulness, the elephant in the room, because that one is hard to detect. You know, let me tell Pastor. Let me talk to Pastor. Pastor Dolo, hi. He's a good friend of mine.
Yes.
I think emotional unfaithfulness comes in as, just like Elfa started by saying it very well. Kwanza sisi wanawake ndio tunakuwa mostly emotionally unfaithful mara mingi. Kwa sababu huyu jamaa hakupay time. He doesn't listen. Unaona hakusikii.
Yes.
Wanawake we are very easy to read. Akikasirika tu unajua tu mwanamke amefanya nini?
Amekasirika.
Kama ako happy, utajua tu mwanamke amefanya nini? Amefurahi. Sasa wewe umeshadharau, umeshasema amekasirika, umemuuliza babe, unajua tu she's not okay. Babe, are you okay?
Yes.
Ati I'm okay. Umeacha hivyo. Sasa we are good. And you also know at the back of your mind, come I know this woman.
And why don't you just say you're not okay?
Because sometimes tunataka, it's how God made us. Sitasema hata Robert anajua. Atajua tu vile ananiona na atembea. Emotional, be there for your wife. Unaona? Sisi tuliumbwa kuongea, kujiexpress, hata kama naongea tu story nyingine fake. Mimi hata zingine naonaga Robert anisikia, lakini anaje hiyo I think wewe inamsaidia sana.
Thank you.
Because I'm talking to him, I'm sure the next day when I ask him, ulisikia jana vile nilikuwa namwambia kuhusu atiburu rudia. Kumaanisha jana he was not listening. But unajua hiyo just sitting there nodding your head. Yeah, makes me feel you are listening. Yeah, wanawake sisi lazima tuongee. And we are emotionally hata hii kitu ya sex mlikuwa mnasema. Mtu aje kuongelea the whole day. Hajui vile ulishinda. Amefika nyinyi wote mmefika watoto ndio hiyo umeshughulikia watoto peke yako, umewapikia peke yako. Umefanya kile kitu peke yako, umechoka. Hujui hata wake mtu wako alikukwaza huko job. Hajui. Anafika hivi.
Malazi kitu na kugonga.
Exactly. Unaona? But a woman who is emotionally satisfied atakwambia mpaka siri ya kwao.
Now, thank you, Pastor Lavender. You know, men also have issues. I once told you this. As men, we think about the future of these kids. We think about getting school fees. We want to build. We want to get money. We see our friends driving. We also want to get some small car. We also want to get this. We have a lot in our minds. So what the problem that men are having is, we don't have this other time that we must study our women, kwanza kuwabembeleza, kushinda na emotions. Leo tuko na bembeleza about emotional stability yake. Kesho kutwa hapo na almost. Can I finish?
No, before you finish. No, I want to say something.
I gave you time.
No.
I gave you time.
Kuna kitu Elfas anasemaga na sikubaliani na hiyo kitu. What correct? I withdraw kwanza your statement. If you think kusema ati wanaume have so much, even women have so much. Everyone has so much.
So, like, can you strike a balance?
Yes.
Can we strike a balance?
Yes.
Now look here. All these things, men also think about them. Some of them have lost jobs. Some of them sijui wamefanya nini. Tunaingia kwa nyumba.
Sasa usinipe love kwa sababu you are
Can you listen to me?
Ulinioa.
You know, the problem we have also with our marriages is when men are talking, women are talking.
Yeah.
Their desire to listen is lower than the desire
No. Elfas unasema
The urge to talk is higher.
We are all
than the urge to listen.
we are all living in perilous times. Ajue tu bila amekuwa na stress hivyo.
Mimi
lazima. Mimi bado lazima tu
because
I want to ask a question, Pastor Moss. Elfas awache nini?
Niwache nini?
Awache panganga.
What's wrong there?
That's panganga you're giving me.
No. I'm telling you the truth.
No.
Men have issues. Men wengine hata wana kazi. They're struggling. You go out, get small, support your family. Unaingia kwa nyumba every day, mwanamke ako na emotions. Mwanamke ako sijui na nini. You know, with a woman, hata amegombana na mama yake huko, hiyo pressure tena ataiweka paka kwa nyumba. If I argue with my brother, will not bring that issues kwa nyumba. Bibi ataweka kwa nyumba.
Why? Why Elfas? Wait. Why do you think Elfas? Donauliza. Why Elfas? Why do you think we do that? Why? You answer
because
me.
you are women.
No. Why do you think women do that?
Women are just women.
That's what I'm telling you. Women are more. That's what I'm telling you. Women are more emotionally vulnerable than men.
Yes.
Sasa umeprove your point yangu ninasema. That is
now,
why.
Would you listen? Now, what we need to agree here is, at times men might not find that time ya kufika tu kukula stress zako uanze tena kubembeleza huyu kwa nyumba just because uko na mtafuta wewe unacheza na women.
No. That's me kila siku Elfas.
On weekly basis women have.
Let me tell you something. Somebody says this. Elfas,
women have issues.
Together to handle
that's why men at times become who?
No.
They become fools or kids in the house.
Elfas.
They just massage your ego so that life inaendelea at times. And you know most marriages men wanafanya hivyo. You don't speak about the issue because it's just about women all through.
Pastor Moss, I want to come here.
Yes.
One day, unipe tu time, I explain to men. Unaona tu emotionally mwanamke what she goes through like in a month, in a span of 30 days emotionally.
You people.
From estrogen. No, I'm like seriously, I'm not joking. Like if men understood, you know,
medically speaking,
what can make
as
it
well, yeah.
There's a reason why the Bible says, God said, dwell with us with understanding. Not dwell with you with understanding. Unataka uni understand.
No,
dwell with us. Wait.
So you admit
dwell with us with understanding. Kwa sababu
we are complicated.
Pastor Moss, I want to tell you for free.
Yeah.
That day is Robert hajanikosea. I want to say the truth. Hajanikosea. We are good. Lakini I'm just emotional. Hata tunione tu kitu tu kwa TV. Na nimeshaanza kulia. Na ni movie tu tulikuwa tuna watch na yeye. Nimeshaanza kulia. Unaona nimeshaanza kulia.
Alafu kulia inaruhusu aje.
Because
alafu unatarajia Pastor Robert atoke nje akuja kubembeleza.
Sasa hapo ni mali you're wrong. Unaona
kwa DSTV yenye yeye ndiye alilipa.
Nataka unipembeleze. Nataka ujue I want to be more attentive to me. Tena ageuke yeye. Ananigeukia.
She has admitted.
I'm trying to explain to you. No,
okay, but
we want marriages to work. We want marriages to work. No, we want marriages to work. Nataka unimalize hiyo movie ishe. Sasa kitu yenye nataka tu Robert akuje tu aseme tu haki. You know that I'm even mad with the kids for no reason. Kuna tu time hata nimekasirikia tu Benja na but nataka tu Robert aseme akae tu hapo. I said Benja, that's what I want from him. I don't want him to beat the child. Nataka tu anipe tu. That's why women we are emotionally thirsty. That's why women are. Unaona mwanamke before she cheats on you physically. Before she cheats on you physically Elfas. Mimi nasikia kuna mume ana cheat tu hata amekutana na mzee ati unajua mzee nilikutana naye mara ya kwanza hata simjui jina ya pili akachita mzee ati hata simpendi sio ya love. It was accidental cheating.
Yes.
But a woman does not have accidental cheating. Wacha nikwambie kitu. She would have left you emotionally a long time ago for her to cheat. Atoe tu nguo zake alale na mtu mwingine Elfas.
Except she's a prostitute.
You're not except she's a prostitute. Hiyo ni kazi ya kazi yake. But Elfas ukae tu chini usikie mwanamke. Hata kwa jana jioni. Nani atakwambia umesikia? Nikikosana na mamangu nataka usikie. Wewe unaweza kosana hata na mamako. Na ukuje tu nyumbani na umestunje tu uso yako tu hivi uko tu hata nakupea tu wanano sex mko tu sawa ako tu poa. Hata mwanamume mnaweza kasirika na umpea sex na anachukua tu hata kukuuliza Robert hata niuliza tulikuwa tumegombania kitu fulani si to solve kwanza. But you see emotionally for women we want that explanation. We want it. That is how God made us. You know, really that is understanding.
You are admitting that you guys are complicated.
We are. Sometimes we're even complicated for ourselves. We don't even
This is what I was saying, Pasi. We agree women are complicated.
They are.
And that's why at times some men find it so hard
sasa ajue tu ona
wacha
nikupe sasa story.
Nimesema that's why sometimes.
Have you ever had a job where the boss anakupeleka round mwenda?
Kwanza kwa mwanamke.
Si ndio? Lakini ni job. You have to wake up in the morning and go to work.
So you look at the salary.
And you look at the salary, which is good.
So in this
so
case,
look at this woman.
At the marriage.
Look at this woman, exactly. Look at this woman and say, okay. Mimi naonaga wanaume, bado kuna wanaume wazuri tena hapa nje. Anakubali haraka hata kama si shida. Hata kama si shida.
Hapa nje hapa ndani kuna.
Nani aliokota tu note. Unaona, let me tell you something. Accept.
You suffer. You really suffer, my brother.
Accept and move on. Unasema tu babe sawa. Mamako alikukasirisha. Lakini mama mko wangu pesa zingine. Mamako kwa out of order. Hata kama unajua tu bibi yako ndio yako out of order. Then baadaye mkishapoa anacheka. Wewe pia unapeleka mama haraka. Achana na mama.
Amazing. I want you Pasi to pick some of the I'm telling you the questions.
Aki pastor ameuliza kitu kingine hapa.
Yes. Maybe we can go through some of the questions that respond to them. Yeah.
He said emotions don't work for no. Asema mwanamke haongeleshi bwana lakini anaongelesha watoto in the same. Watoto ni wangu.
I'm telling you. Look for example. The way I've seen this quite a lot more. Yeah. Like you want a message to your husband. Now you are passing through the children.
Even the husband does that sometimes. Even that man do that.
You don't want to give me audience or talk to me. But when you turn to cheat, when you're always, I think it was Apostle Tim who was preaching yesterday somewhere. We were in a fellowship, and he said that we can be quarreling, my husband and a wife. Then someone knocks at the door. The woman will smile immediately and go and open the door. But the man will exit the door.
Yes.
Don't make it. My war is with you, not with the children. So I will talk to the children.
But
my war is with you.
That's why the men would hate the children because they have become a competition for my attention. Yeah?
Unataka nikikasirikia wewe pia watoto ndio wakasirikie. Hapana. The culprit is you.
No, the anger should be across the family.
No. If you are the one bringing this, if you are the source of the anger, then there's another amesema hapa. Ameni support. Pastor Timothy amesema women should also iko wapi hapana. Amesema emotions don't work for most men. It's true. First let's accept. Emotions don't work for most men. Sex ni kama tu majukumu tu. Akifika lala vizuri. Anakuambia hivyo. Anakugeuza mama na Anjala.
That's true.
But as women we want it. We crave it.
No, the women
it's what we crave.
What do you say? There is this lady who went and asked the daughter, how does it feel?
Kwa sababu hakuipata yeye.
The reality is we have women who don't even know what orgasm is. There are men who don't know what getting a woman to orgasm is. There are men and women who know that sex is just it is part of it's just part of marriage that you need to have sex, but they don't take the pleasure and the sexual healing.
I get you quite well. Yeah. For them, it's just a part of it.
Yes,
it's not something they have put attention to so much.
And sex is medicinal. Sex just changes everything.
I finally feel bado tu we've been upbringing very, very important. Very, very important.
Yes.
Very, very important. Kwa sababu unajua at the end of everything hii kitu bado inarudi tu kwa sex.
True.
Inarudi tu kwa sex.
True.
Mtu anataka sex. Wewe umekuwa pengine na siku mrefu ama umekuwa hivyo. Umekuwa na siku mrefu mpaka haja kusikiza. You've not had anybody to listen to. You know sometimes hii bwana tu kukuambia tu babe, nikuweke maji kwa bafu siku yako ilikuwa aje na unaanza kuongea. Hiyo atascore mbele huko.
Look at this very pertinent question. Pastor Tim again, he's saying, Apostle Tim, yes, they are very complicated. Hiyo school fees ya Benja imepanda. Na hiyo ndio time karibu unakaribia Webuye.
Hapo hawezi. Hapo kweli
the school fees has been hiked.
Tawe mai.
The man, the school fees, the children, what is the problem?
Unaona?
Or the Webuye is the problem?
Unaona? Sometimes also like just men physically. like the physiologically with sex, yeah? If a man has like money issues, pia hata have sex vile unataka. Unajua hivyo? You people get affected by hata tu pesa.
Yeah, emotional. When you're not stable in
kwanza
your mind.
pesa inaweza fanya mwanamume hata unafikiria he's cheating and he's not cheating. Ni tu hiyo, yeah, hakutuna pressure, hakutuna stress. Hakutuna stress. Alafu another thing also yenye mimi najua inaweza fanya mwanamume pia ni kama mwanamke anamdharau. Hata mimi saa zingine wanashangaa. Like just like for me, I don't understand men who beat their wives and still sleep with them. Because mtu atakupiga aje kidogo tena mnalala na and enjoy the sex with them and enjoy making love.
No, I think for the woman is not as important
as it's true. Sasa pia to the same tu wanawake wajue pia mwanamume, if you want a man to love you well, also you must respect him. Give him his respect. Because you know, let me tell you something. Wanaume, as much as tunasema but at equality, but a man is a man. A man, imagine umemtukana mbele ya watoto, umemtusi mbele ya watoto. Watu wa kwenu wote wanajua bwana yako ni mjinga. Hakuna mjinga kama bwana yako, and you expect jioni a perform. He can't. Hapo ni wale wenzako kusema unalala na wanawake nje tena una make it even worse.
There is this thing about that sex. Yo gari hata kufika webuye saa nyingine za jaribu kose kufika.
Na mnacheka tu.
Marriage.
Na mnaacha.
Sex is an art. It involves a lot. And the way just like we would want to try out many things. During sexual intercourse, couples must understand that they really need to discuss and get more, let me call them styles, or rather more that can bring pleasure to them. You know, in most marriages, maybe spiritual mbusu wa jaribu hii, mwanaume pia wa jaribu hii, wakikuja wanaenda tu cockroach, inaitwa kufucha mende. So you realize just one way of having sex all through, it's so boring and it needs an art. Yes, it needs an art. Sometimes the woman will come on top. Sometimes you'll get new things that can really spice up and make love and marriage.
The king should never
At times
be
you can start from the sitting room. You can have
Skip us the most. Just give us the.
I had had him. You can have this thing.
The king should never be. What's able to overtake the throne? Take your throne.
You can have this thing from the sitting room, kitchen, anywhere. It's quite exciting, even in the kitchen or the bathtub, anywhere. But if you just having kifo cha mende,
and I think Elfas pia uzi pia nini watu. Unajua ni tell you Elfas. We teaching our children to abstain, and I pray to God I raise men who will also abstain until marriage. Unaona? Sasa shida ni atuwafundishi hizi vitu. Unaona? Shida ni atuwafundishi hizi vitu kwamba this sex can be, we are not, chacha iko ile broad enough to say this thing you can have it so many other different ways. Unaona? Nobody telling you that ushafundishwa kupika sukuma njia moja. Hujui kumbe unaweza weka kitunguu kule, unaweza weka nyanya ukule, unaweza pika na roiko pia siku fulani ukule. Hata tu kuna siku nyingine unaweza tu boil tu na uikule. You get Elfas.
So Elfas, you are making a lot of sense, Apostle Tim.
Apo is right, because we are not teaching people. You see what I don't know. Alafu unajua pia hiyo kitu ya kuweka styles, people or couples, their couples are very different. Kuna time tulikuwa na women's meeting hapa Chewai, and we teaching women about serving their husbands. Usiche tu bwana yako papa wa handle. Papa yako tu sweetie. Ani, si ndio? Tukawafundisha, you have to be flexible in bed, you have to take care of yourself. Because hata pia flexibility, hata tu health wise is very important. Unajua hivyo?
Yes.
Hata tu health wise is very, uwezi taka pengine huyu mama ana weigh 100 kgs. Alafu wewe una weigh 220. Unaona, alafu namwambia you want the king to be under, the queen will kill the king. Unanipata vitu kama kuna vitu vingine lazima find out
the queen can kill the king.
Lazima uninizo vitu uconsider.
During premarital counseling, these things should really
we don't do it well. Mine was not done well.
And also, you and I, Pastor Lavender, Pastor Shannon, and Pastor Mose, is a day we were having a discussion, candid discussion. We agreed. We have a lot of people who have come from the outside world and have run to church. Some have come there so that they can get someone to marry. Some have come there because they have reformed. And through the counseling and everything, when they get married, mwanaume ana realize, kumbe nimeoa guru. This lady alikuwa outside world, ame have sex, amezunguka, ame test everyone. Ameamua, nimefanya makosa, nimerudi church. Amekutana na Elfas mwenye nimeambiwa, ni kuingiza tu hivi.
Hajawahi. Hata pengine hajawahi.
Sometimes when people say going sijui nimeenda round 2-3, mimi sijui hata round ni nini. Sijawahi. This is the time I'm coming to experience. So unapata this lady.
Who is supposed to teach these things? Is it the pastor? Is it the parents?
I think during everybody.
Everybody.
Do you imagine?
Parents cannot. Parents cannot.
Has any of your parents ever told
my
you
mom?
these
No.
things?
I want to be honest.
Okay.
My father,
your mother did?
Mrs. Christine sat down with me when
Okay.
before I got married.
Pastor
I was wearing. I wanted to get married. Tulikuwa tunatafuta manguo za kuvaa kwa nyumba. You know, now you have to unaacha zile. So I was asking my mom, there's a dera she was wearing. I remember very well. Alikuwa na dera fulani. Alikuwa nayo. Nikamwomba hiyo dera. Akaniambia, hizi ndio vitu tunaenda kuvalia bwana yako kwa nyumba. Huwezi vaa hizi. Sasa unavaa fupi fupi. Yenye ukinama hivi mzee anafurahia ama my mother used to do that. So when there was a time she had to talk to me very kindly about it. My mother said,
is she okay? Is she alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Oh.
In fact, our mother when we were teenagers, she used to talk to us about sex. Angepata tumekaa na mabesi yetu anatupikia popcorns na juice, anaanza kuaddress issues na sex. So when she realized that kuna conversation pengine now too deep here hawezi enda na mimi, she got me Mrs. Maka. So I told you she's the one who got me Mrs. Maka. Na akakisha Mrs. Maka was able to address
still wisdom in
hizo
you.
vitu. And she was telling me, mama, she was telling me that things that mwanamume lazima umpatie na ukue flexible na ukue too rigid at mimi siwezi.
But I think traditionally we also had those kind of women who would
but
talk to
traditionally I think they were aunties doing it.
Yes.
Na sasa saizi mnaishi town. Hata watoto wako they really hata wajui at town na do it.
I think what the problem is, one is the church. The church has participated in cutting links between the family.
Because all this is evil. Sex is first of all, it's rated as evil.
It's rated
so
as
we
evil
approach it as
the church.
evil.
Yes. The church has really participated in this. And two, sometimes we find like, first I'm born again. The only person I see as my papa is Pastor Mose. So if I have time, kids waende wakaenda Pastor Mose, wakaenda Pastor Lavender. I don't have time for my aunties who are not born again and watoto wangu wamezika now, they live in the nini, they will spoil them. So you realize that wakienda kwa auntie na kishinda nao tu akakwambia nini, unaona hizo ndio vitu sitaki mkienda kwa auntie zenu mdiscuss. From today you'll be sitting out wanafunza tabia mbaya. So we have cut links from our aunties, our uncles, our grandfathers. You know, kids will come na aunties, our auntie wakwambia unaona mwanaume fanya hivi. And they will demonstrate these things to these girls. But you see, the church has really participated a lot in cutting links with the family. Wameweka pamoja. Born again, your brothers and family are perceived.
So perspectives are likely to be the same.
Yes.
The subscription, especially your philosophies are the same.
Yeah.
What you think about sex now will be limited because now we are a group of people who believe the same thing.
Yes.
But going out will be able to scatter your mind around to collect as much.
Yes.
Pastor, maybe you can read some of the comments. I've seen quite a number of things.
Okay, I was actually replying to somebody's text.
Okay.
Let me go back.
In fact, Pastor Robert is saying we can in sex as a topic next week.
Yeah, we should.
And then Apostle Tim is saying, to be honest, people need sex education. Most men think it is all about push, mud, and pull.
Yeah.
And some ladies think that it's all about lying there like a corpse.
Yeah.
Hey, that corpse is for instance.
Ni ukweli.
A corpse, and he's saying people must be educated on the subject of.
Because unajua,
sex, yes.
kama for example, if there's a time I had some girls, and I took them out. Tukaenda tukakaa chini mahali, and we were having lunch. So we had lunch. Chips and chicken walikuwa shakula. Then nikawambia tunaweza kula ice cream. Wakaniuliza hiyo nini? Ni nini? Ikakuja. So as ni baridi lakini ni tamu. Unajua mtu kama hajawahi jua kufanya kitu ama hajawahi onja kitu ama hajawahi nini, hizi jua uzuri wake. No, just like there are people who never went to school. Ukimwambia peleka watu wako kusoma, hajui benefit ya kusoma, hajui. So these are things we don't assume. Let us teach. Because whether we like it or not, the years that you are married, God willing, should be there are more years than you are alive than when you get married. Sini ukweli. People marry at 20 something years. Sindio? And we expect ukae na huyu mtu for the next how many years? 50 years. 80, even up to 60 years. So, hizi 20 years ya mtu inakuwa mzuri mpaka akioleka, anafikiria it will get better, then and I realize sex is not what I thought it was. Actually, it's even painful. Actually, it's not nice. Actually, it's only my husband. na unataka mtu aishi na wewe vizuri for the next 60 years. First haiwezekani. So we need to, these are things we need to apply. I've seen my brother, we thank him. Brother Geoffrey says a very good topic,
Yes.
but at the wrong time. But also, these are a mature audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we want to save marriages out there. Yeah. It is about saving marriages.
Marriages,
It is a serious issue. Because marriage ina break tu kwa kitu tu hiyo. Na inavunjika na mtu, watu wanaachana, watu wengine wange build familia pamoja.
Okay. Amazing. There's another question. I think I've seen another one from...
I've seen Pastor Adolo is saying, say hi to my brother Elphas and Pastor Lavenda.
Continue. If you can just pick another question.
Let me see. I can't see.
True. Pastor Robert is saying true. Church has failed.
It has failed. The
That issue.
church has failed so much.
Yeah, I think he's trying to support what Elphas was saying.
It has failed.
Yeah.
Because unaambiwa tu kuanzia Sunday school. It is bad, it is bad, it is bad, it is wrong.
Pastor Lavenda, Pastor Timothy is saying, Pastor Lavenda, women need to understand men too. Yes.
We do. That's your man. You have to understand him. If you don't understand him, who else will?
Amazing. I think that for me...
You are the only lucky lady. There are very few
I've seen
of
saying
that
you're the only lady, like you had a mother, you've had a Lady Wamaka helping you in life.
That woman was Wembe.
And the lucky part is
And I'm
also
trying to
they
envy,
brought you
also
in
trying to make sure
they brought you
we
in a Christian foundation.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
They did kabisa.
That's nice.
But I think also the subject should be kind of separated from the place of Christianity, the subject of sex especially, being taught as it is.
Hiyo ni mambo ya dunia. Wana believe tu ni mambo ya dunia, hata ukisema tu ati mama kijana alikuangalia saa ngapi? Umesha anza mambo je tu nathini hajakwambia kitu yenye alikuwa anataka kusema.
You know, I was listening to Morris Matheka.
Yes.
And do you know people, especially women, and let me say most people, they really don't know where to ignite, where to touch, where to feel, when you are preparing a woman for sex. Most men, you know, men are wired differently. Atakuangalia tu hivi na anaone nataka. And the most important thing he'll do is he'll be ready for you. But a woman needs to be prepared. And at times when you have not been taught, rather you have not been even taught during counseling, or na wazee wakwambia mwanamke gusa hapa kidogo, gusa hapa.
No, nobody is teaching us these things.
You'll find this woman, the way she was telling us a story of that lady who didn't even know what orgasm is. Wewe unakuja, and because she was told mwanamume mpe atapea atakupa. By the time she even knows, her body realizes there's this thing that is going on, wewe usha release, ushamaliza, she's there, hajui orgasm inafika wapi, yeye alishika mimba, endelea kuzaa.
These are things we need to approach first. And I was talking to Pastor Mos last week. We need to do a couples night out.
Yes.
Sure.
Like the ones we used to do. Then now we do a bigger one now where we can engage couples online and we are seated in a place and people asking live questions. I think it would really benefit
work.
all of us. Inaweza kutu benefit sisi wote. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Amazing. So I think we have had quite an explicit, wonderful and amazing time here discussing on this subject. I believe wherever you've been watching us, you've been blessed immensely.
Yes.
I just want to give this amazing panelist a moment to just give your parting shots. Look at the camera, sir, and give your parting shot, and then I'll come to Lady Pastor before you call it up.
Thank you so much. I think, thank you viewers for tuning in all through and being there for us, supporting us. We like the questions that you guys are raising and the support that you have always given us. And we really wish that your marriages work. Marriage is work, guys. Marriage is work. The most important thing, treat your spouse as your friend all through. Have a discussion. Don't let things go under the carpet. Have a candid discussion all through. And be open even in the discussion. If you felt there was something wrong and there was a reason why you treated this person in the way that you did, just open up and say, look here, I had wanted this, you didn't do this, and I felt I'm a woman, I'm a man, I have emotions, I felt attached. Or you don't tell me when I'm smart every day and this lady keeps on telling me I'm getting attracted to this person just because you no longer talk to me, you no longer encourage me, you no longer do this. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be here all through Pastor Shannon, we really missed you, my brother. I wish you were here. Leo umeniachia tu Pastor Lavenda yako Antina wambia, can you hold on? Thank you.
Leo imekuwa mbaya, leo nimemleta.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for me it's just like just know that marriage works, but it takes work. Just to be ready to work. Be ready to work. But it's beautiful. One asema God would not have made something for us that is bad.
And it needs sacrifices from both sides.
So it works. So thank you so much, Pastor Moss.
Yeah.
Probably see you next week, God willing.
Amazing.
Wewe tukutane tu Mundu next week again.
Sahi tunamalizia hapa. And thank you for my
so much. Really want to thank you, our amazing viewers, everybody who took part, those who left the question, those who. Thank you so much, Apostle Timothy, for keeping me your valued company. Pastor Robert, thank you so much, sir, for your questions, and of course, also watching and allowing your wife to be on this show. At some point number, Geoffrey Ohuananga. Thank you so much, my brother, also for tuning in and for your valid concerns and questions. We so much appreciate. And every other person, we may not be able to see all of them, but I promise you, like we always say, that we'll be able to look at some of those questions even after this this show, so that we can be able to respond to you, just in case maybe there will be any question that we haven't been able to handle during this show. Thank you so much for posting. There's a good job, and thank you so much, sir, for your valued company. We want to pass our regards also to one of our panelists who's not here, Pastor Shannon. We are praying that you'll be with him this coming week on Wednesday. Whenever it's Wednesday, we are always here for the diagnosis, and it's a great prayer that you will always spare time to be here. We are healing one marriage at a time, one family at a time. We are pointing out the issues that are affecting our marriages and affecting the nation, affecting the country. It begins from the family, it goes to the nation. The troubles we may be seeing even in the nation, they began from the family. So when we heal the family, we are healing the nation. For those of you going through trouble in your marriage, or perhaps maybe things are not going the way you expect, we are always praying with you. Should you need any expert, maybe counseling, be sure to reach any one of us, or perhaps leave the question on the comment section, and then the panelists will be able to look at these questions even after this show. I want to thank you so much for your sacrifice and being with us. Just to remind you also that this coming Friday, we are meeting at Tourist Hotel beginning at 6 p.m. for my friend Deborah Kisongochi is having the BR anniversary there this Friday beginning from 6 up to 8:30 in the evening. So I want to welcome you also to join me. I'll be doing live music there together with Cedars International. So you can also come and join us this Friday at Tourist Hotel. Also want to give a very big shout out to our DOP, Tayo Pixel himself, for being behind the camera and ensuring that he captures the moments as it's supposed to be. So from us, it's a goodbye. Thank you so much, and God bless you. See you again next week on Wednesday. Goodbye.